This love one shot is called Crush. Ali had been staring again, every now and then, all throughout class. Sometimes Danny worried that she knew, that she'd figured out how she felt about her. The tiny, paranoid part inside her grew to bursting point whenever Ali fixed her gaze on her. It was terrifying. She had lingered behind for even a second after the lesson was over, just bolted straight to the bathroom. Now she was staring at her own reflection and trying desperately to calm herself down. Get a grip. She has no idea what's going on. You can keep it all inside of you. Don't mess up your school life. Her pale hands gripped the sink as her chest tightened. This would be so much easier if Ali wasn't so perfect. Her soft hair, adorably bright eyes, an incredible sense of humor made her irresistible. But Ali wasn't gay, and she definitely didn't like Danny. Her voice is too perfect too, so gentle I can practically hear it when I think about her. Are you okay? Danny's eyes shot up suddenly as she realized Ali was really standing next to her. Her hand was resting on her shoulder and her brow was creased worriedly. Seriously, you look ill or something. I'm fine, Danny barely managed to say. Her throat was closing in and it felt like the room was too. You're crying? Her fingertips moved away from Danny's shoulder and touched her cheek instead. She lightly trailed her thumb under her eye, wiping away a tear that Danny didn't realize was forming. I didn't realize it wasn't a lie. Her body was feeling so overwhelmed. You know you can talk to me about anything, right? We've been close for years, but lately you seem so distant. Her hand was cupping the side of Danny's face now. It's not your fault. Danny forced herself to make eye contact. Maybe I just need something more than a talk. Then what is it? She looked down a little and moved just a bit closer. Because I care about you, Danny, she sighed. Maybe too much, maybe I'm stupid for worrying, but I'd do it anyway. I'm worried you would hate me, or will hate me soon, because something's changed. Danny tried to protest. I haven't. No, I have. My feelings have. It was Ali's turn to struggle to meet Danny's eyes. I know that you're straight, but I've recently realized that I'm not. I've started to like you in a different way, and all I could do was look at you and hope you might feel the same way. I know that won't be the case. Now all I want is for you to be okay and not hate me. I could never. I'm the same. Danny's words rushed out of her with the shock. She just couldn't wait any longer and, gently but quickly, leaned in and pressed her lips against Ali's. Her eyes widened with happy surprise. But she was only too happy to reciprocate, and the girls shared a kiss of love and sheer relief. This is the second one shot. Late into the night, Olivia was curled under a blanket on the sofa and struggling to keep her eyes open. She'd promised Alyssa that she wouldn't wait up, but she couldn't bear it to be asleep when she finally got home. Her vision was beginning to cloud over when the door finally unlocked. Olivia quickly shifted into a more upright position as Alyssa softly stepped inside, her brow creased into a frown. When she saw that Olivia was awake, "What are you doing up?" "I didn't want to sleep without it," Olivia replied softly, pouting sleepily at Alyssa and hoping she wouldn't be too mad. "You'll be exhausted if you keep this up." Alyssa gently settled next to her. "I hope you won't be making a habit of it," Olivia began to say, but Alyssa quickly shook her head. "No, it was just a long day at work." She freed her hair from its ponytail and shook it out before carefully laying in Olivia's lap. Olivia began running her fingers through it. "You're the one who looks washed out. I've just been a little stressed and overworked." She nestled more against her girlfriend in the fleece blanket. "Then take some time off or something." Olivia's words were beginning to run together, and she trailed off. Go to sleep, sweetie. Alyssa smoothed her hand across Olivia's thigh. Only if you do. I don't think I'll have a choice, she responded, laughing softly, followed by a slight yawn. Good night, darling. I love you. I love you too. Olivia bent down and pressed a kiss into her hair. Before laying back, she gently played with Alyssa's hair until her girlfriend fell fast asleep, across her legs, snuggling into her. It didn't take long for her to join her. This is the third love shot. It's called a breakup. It was extremely late when Clarissa heard the knock at her door, so much so that she didn't even want to move until it came again, more urgently this time. Groaning, she forced herself out of bed and dragged her feet downstairs to open the door. Maria, what's wrong? She stared at her friend who was in tears. I finally did it. I ended things with him. I should be happy, but... She sniffled and trailed off into another series of sobs. A wave of reassurance washed over Clarissa as she stepped aside to let Maria in. Finally, she's away from that monster. Come inside and we'll talk about it. Maria nodded and made her way into the living room, where she curled up on the couch. Clarissa followed her. I can't and won't say I'm sorry to see him go. Ricky, Maria's now ex-boyfriend, had been toxic and manipulating her for as long as Clarissa could remember. I know, and I should be relieved that he's out of my life for good now. Her breath hitched as Clarissa brought over a box of tissues and slipped over an arm around her waist. So why aren't you? He said that without him, I'll be worthless. She choked out between her tears. That I won't find anyone else to love me. And gosh, what if he's right? I'm gonna be so alone now. You aren't worthless or unlovable, Maria, Clarissa insisted, pulling her a little closer. I can promise you that. If only you knew how much I cared about you. And you're incredibly brave and strong to break up with him, she continued. Well, if I'm honest, I nearly didn't have the courage. Maria stared up at her with watery eyes, but I just kept hoping that there really was someone else out there who could love me, someone that I could be happy with, and who wouldn't just use me. She looked away for a moment to wipe her face. Clarissa's breath had caught in her throat. Me? Could she possibly mean me? She had been out as a lesbian for a while now, but she never expected Maria to like girls too. She knew that Maria could easily have not been implying it was her, though. She was probably imagining it. Taking a deep breath, Maria faced her once again. I wouldn't usually do something like this, but, as you pointed out, I've already been so confident today. So I'm just gonna go for it. As difficult as it was, Maria looked right into Clarissa's eyes. I like you. A lot more than just as friends. She really did mean me. Clarissa took a moment to process it and had to ask, are you sure you aren't just saying that because you're emotional? Confused? No, I promise. I made my mind up beforehand. It's what gave me the final push. Do you feel the same way? She questioned nervously. Clarissa's cheeks blushed slightly as she nodded. I do. I felt this way for a while. I was so jealous that Ricky got to have you, and not me. He didn't even take care of you properly. Let's not think about him now. Maria quickly took Clarissa's face in her hands and kept staring into her eyes. Can I kiss you? She asked softly. Clarissa answered by closing the space between them and gently kissing Maria's lips. She wiped her tear-stained cheek with her thumb before they broke away. They shared a loving stare at one another. That was amazing. Hi, I'm gonna get some snacks and blankets, and we can stay here and put a movie on. I'm going to cheer you up, Clarissa promised. Don't worry, Maria smiled. You already have. Finished. Alright, those were the 3 one-shots for this video. If you all did enjoy this video, make sure to like and subscribe for more videos like these. My name is Solisa. Take care.